In constant sorrow all through his days. I am a man of constant sorrow. I have seen trouble all my day. I bid farewell to old Kentucky, the state where I was born and raised, the state where he was born and raised. For 6 long years I've been in trouble. No pleasures here on earth I found. For in this world I'm bound to travel. Oh, I have no friends to help me now. He has no friends to help him now. You may bury me in some deep valley for many years where I may lay. Then you may learn to love another while I am sleeping in my grave. Sleeping in his grave. Maybe your friends think I'm just a stranger My face you'll never see no more. But there is one promise that is given. I'll meet you on God's golden shore. He'll meet you on God's golden shore.
Be on the seat. Need to set this here. Yeah. You gotta be on the seat.
I guess I'm going to stand back here. You on the seat?
Somewhere beyond the sea, somewhere waiting for me, my lover stands on golden sands and watches the ships that go sailing. Somewhere beyond the sea, she's there watching for me. If I then straight to her arms I'd go sailing. It's far beyond the stars, it's near beyond the moon. I know beyond a doubt my heart will lead me there soon. We'll meet beyond the shore, we'll kiss just as before. Happy we'll be beyond the sea, and never again I'd go sailing. It's far beyond the stars, it's near beyond the moon. I know beyond a doubt my heart will lead me there soon. We'll meet beyond the shore, we'll kiss just as before. Happy we'll be beyond the sea, and never again I'd go sailing, and never again I'd go
You doing good. Give me the flap at the sax.
Second. 2, 3. Standing on the corner. Well, I didn't mean no harm. Along come the police, took me by the arm. It was down in Memphis, down on Bill and Main. Hey there, mister, you'll have to tell me your name. I said you'll find my name on the back of my shirt, 'cause I'm a Tennessee hustler and I don't have to work. I mean yodelay, yodelay, yodelay. Come all you rounders, leave my woman alone, or I'll take my special and run all you rounders home. My good girl love me, everybody knows. She spent $100 cash to buy me a suit of clothes. But she come to the joint, 44 in each hand. She said, step aside all you women and men, 'cause I'm looking for my man. I mean yodelay, oh yodelay, yodelay.
So,
close. Is that good?
Yeah.
All right.
That's better.
Okay.
3.
You got it.
1, 2, 3. I was dancing with my darling to the Tennessee waltz when an old friend I happened to see. I introduced him to my loved one, and while they were dancing, my friend stole my sweetheart from me. I remember the night and the Tennessee waltz. Now I know just how much I have lost. Yes, I lost my little darling the night they were playing the beautiful Tennessee waltz. I remember the night and the Tennessee waltz. Now I know just how much I have lost. Yes, I lost my little darling the night they were playing the beautiful Tennessee waltz. The beautiful Tennessee waltz.
Let's go right into a show to the farewell. A show to the farewell. Without rights of man. Just a show to the farewell.
Okay, can I slide over there?
You can come over here. We'll look at it if you want to. Let's do another jazz screen. What do we got?
About 3 minutes, 3.5.
3 minutes. Close up. I got you in my screen. We'll just run it 2 times through. You like that better than George? Like you.
I've got you under my skin. I've got you deep in the heart of me. So deep in my heart, you're really a part of me. I've got you under my skin. I tried so not to give in. I said to myself, this affair never will go so well. But why should I try to resist when, darling, I know so well that I've got you under my skin. I'd sacrifice anything, come what might, for the sake of having you near, in spite of a warning voice that comes in the night and repeats in my ear. Don't you know, little fool, you never can win. Use your mentality, wake up to reality. But each time I do, just the thought of you makes me stop before I begin. 'Cause I've got you under my skin. Sacrifice anything, come what might, for the sake of having you near, in spite of a warning voice that comes in the night and repeats in my ear. Don't you know, little fool, you never can win. Use your mentality, wake up to reality. But each time I do, just the thought of you makes me stop before I begin. 'Cause I've got you under my skin. I've got you under my skin. Yeah.
Brenda.
Huh?
I'm gonna go sit down.
rest of these are. Huh? You gonna stand right there?
I don't mind. I don't need it.
Well, I gotta have it for the because all the broadcasting out on the television and stuff. So. Can you stand back just a hair? About right back here. Right back here.
I gotta see my music.
Oh, you gotta see his music.
Good evening and welcome to Roane State Community College's Commencement 2014. Ladies and gentlemen, I would ask that you please remain standing for the posting of our national and state flags. Color Guard, please post the colors. Would you join me in thanking the Bowers Elementary School Color Guard from Harriman for posting our national and state colors. Thank you so much for a job well done. You may be seated. I would like to take this time to also thank the Roane State Concert Choir, as well as the celebration singers, under the direction of Brenda Luigi, accompanied by Dr. Joel Greenlee and Roland Ledesma for their musical performances. Please join me in thanking them. Wonderful job. At this time, Paul Phillips, who is the Executive Director of the Roane State Foundation, will deliver our invocation this evening. Gentlemen, if you will please remove your hats.
Let us pray. Almighty and merciful God, in whom we live and move and have our very being, we come to you with praise and thanksgiving for the blessing of this day and of this occasion. We rejoice with these graduates and their families and pray your continued blessings upon them as they commence a new chapter in their lives. We pray that the knowledge they have gained will give them confidence and competence in their chosen fields, and that a broad perspective of tolerance and understanding will result from their time spent here. As they take up new challenges, we pray that they will make us all proud as they enjoy good and productive lives. Bless this school, its faculty and staff and leadership, that we may all continue to work together to deliver an education of quality and good reputation. May the desire to continue to learn and serve characterize all who partake of the Roane State experience. Grant us grace and forgiveness, temperance and compassion, patience and kindness, goodness and courage of conviction. Direct us, O Lord, in all our ways, and keep us safe and secure in the knowledge of your everlasting love. We humbly pray. Amen.
Thank you very much, Paul. In 1971, this institution was created by the Tennessee legislature and was named after the second governor of the state of Tennessee, Mr. Archibald Roane. Prior to his election, Governor Roane made the Delaware River crossing with George Washington in 1776, and he was present at the surrender of Cornwallis at Yorktown. He was a member of the Tennessee State Constitutional Convention in 1796, and he was elected as governor of Tennessee and served from 1801 through 1803. During his term as governor, he served as trustee of Tennessee's first three colleges: Blount College, now the University of Tennessee in Knoxville, Greenville College, and Washington College. So it is very fitting that Roane State Community College is named after him. Once again, on behalf of our faculty, staff, and students, it gives me great pleasure to welcome each of you to Roane State Community College's commencement ceremony for 2014. Thank you so much for joining us. Professor Ken Yeager is the mace bearer tonight, and he led the faculty into the hall with our college mace. Professor Yeager will begin his post-retirement at the end of the 2013-2014 academic year. Professor John Pat Pate and Professor David Hargela will also begin their post-retirement at the end of this academic year. In addition, Professor Elaine Nagelson will retire at the end of the 2000-2014 academic year. So I would ask, would those faculty members going on post-retirement and retiring please stand at this time? Join me in thanking them for their service to Roane State Community College. Tonight we gather to celebrate and pay tribute to over 1,000 Roane State graduates who have reached a major milestone in their lives. I offer to each one of you here this evening our commendation and our congratulations for achieving your degree or certificate. We are so pleased to honor you as our graduating class of 2014, and we welcome you into the ranks of Roane State's alumni. Now, while we consider each one of you our special guest, there are certain individuals who have joined us tonight who are worthy of special recognition. And so as I introduce each of these individuals, I would ask them to please stand to be recognized. Our distinguished commencement speaker is Senator Nancy Kassebaum Baker. I will share more about Senator Baker prior to her address in just a moment. Mason Van Horn is the recipient of the 2013-2014 President's Award. Mason's parents are Sean and Carmen. We're pleased that they're here. We also would like to recognize Melinda Yeager, who is Professor Ken Yeager's wife, as well as my wife, Cindy. And joining us this evening from the graduating class of 1984 are Stella Gomez del Campo, who is also one of our wonderful faculty members, as well as Tracy Bridges. Thank you both so much for being here. Would you please join me in welcoming our special guests? I would also like to introduce other members of the stage party that will participate in the commencement ceremony this evening, and I would ask them as well to please stand as I call your names. On your right is Dr. Diane Ward, our Chief Academic Officer and Vice President for Student Learning. On the first row from your left, Ms. Melinda Hillman, Vice President for Institutional Advancement and Community Relations, as well as Dr. George McGobgob, who is our Faculty Senate President. On the first row from your right, Dr. Michael Lehman, Dean of Allied Health Sciences, Dr. Pat Jenkins, Dean of Nursing, Dr. Don Lanza, Interim Dean of Social Science, Business, and Education. On the second row from your left, Dr. Myra Peavy House, Dean of Humanities, Mr. Bruce Cantrell, the Interim Dean of Mathematics and Sciences. On the second row from your right, once again, Paul Phillips, who is the Executive Director of the Roane State Foundation, and again, Professor Ken Yeager, who is our faculty mace bearer. I'm so honored this evening to introduce to you our commencement speaker, Senator Nancy Landon Casaubon Baker. Senator Baker was elected in 1978 to the United States Senate from Kansas and was re-elected in 1984 and in 1990. During her 18 years in the United States Senate, she served on the Commerce Committee, the Budget Committee, the Foreign Relations Committee, as well as the Labor and Human Relations Committee. In 1988, she served as the honorary chairman of the Commission on the Future of Community Colleges. In 1996, after retiring from the Senate, she married Senator Howard Baker, Jr. From 2001 to 2005, the Bakers lived in Tokyo during Howard Baker's tenure as United States Ambassador to Japan. Nancy Landon Casaubon Baker is a graduate of Topeka, Kansas High School, the University of Kansas, as well as the University of Michigan. Before her election to the Senate in 1978, she lived in Mays, Kansas, where she raised 4 children, and she was involved in many community activities, including serving as a 4-H leader and as a member of the Mays School Board. Their family, which now include 4 Baker grandsons and 7 Casaubon grandchildren, often gather in Burdick, Kansas, or in Huntsville, Tennessee. Would you join me in welcoming to the podium Senator Casaubon Baker?
Dr. Whaley, faculty, friends and family, and most importantly, the graduates of 2014 of Roane State Community College. It's an honor for me to be asked to share this evening with you because it's a graduation that is shared community of friends and family, and I'm so impressed at the numbers who are here tonight of family and friends, because it is in honoring you and how proud of the students that we're here gathered together as a community tonight. Graduates before you found a very different period of time through the years that they faced. Depressions, world wars, and now international crises that engage us constantly by all available technology. I would make the case too much, too often, and no opportunity for those listening to gain an understanding or a perspective of the situation facing us. Now, I have to confess that I am one of those who doesn't use that technology, so I shouldn't talk because it is certainly with us today, and those of you graduating today will be very much involved and already are, and how to make the best use of it. That is why it is important, I think, that our schools and our communities help us to understand not only our own history, but a new international world. We are all connected. We've seen it in the various instances of the crises abroad that we hear about almost instantaneously. There are the same values we have always had, but now there are very different jobs available and very different types of situations in which we live. And you who are graduating today face a different time, but you've had the opportunity and you've taken it to view the path ahead, gain from the path you're on, and the exciting opportunities that do prevail. The new challenges, I believe, make it essential that we address the present realities with a clear understanding of what works and what makes it not work and what needs to be fixed. It is easier to criticize than to find and work for effective changes. And that, I would suggest to you as you graduate today, is one of those challenges that I hope you view with some determination and some enthusiasm. It's never easy. We all find at one time or another we are at the intersection of hope and doubt. We all have been there, we always will be, and as a nation we have always been. But we've always found ways to work through the difficulties that we faced. If I had a wish list, it would be that a genuine federal, state, local, and private partnership in which government seeks the best match of needs, resources, and accountability. It's an opportunity frequently that we pass up because it's too hard, it isn't easy, and it takes time. This leads me to education, which is the foundation of our republic. It is a legacy we hand down from one generation to the next. I look around here at the audience tonight and realize many of you who are here tonight are handing on down a legacy, and you will be handing on down a legacy. But the skill and the motivation that you do with that legacy depends on you and how we set out to use it. It's a real challenge, and it is one that I believe firmly is met in our schools, in our education, and our communities. We can't do it with that loyal, dedicated, not easy participation. That's the difference between hope and doubt. There is hope when a community pulls together and finds the resources to make it work. A story is, and I think this is, I would say, would be a wish list of mine, because I've seen it work when a community pulls together to find a need that needs to be met. And it can't be something that is just legislated from Washington or Nashville. It's right here with us. I have a story that has been told about a small town that was getting ready for their evening graduation. and all of a sudden it lost its electric power and all the lights went out, and they were in total darkness. There was a great effort to fix the system, and they finally gave up and failed until someone remembered an elderly engineer who had worked actually on the installation of the system that had failed. Some of you may have heard this story, but I think it has a purpose, because in remembering this gentleman who was retired, who then came to work and pulled out of his pocket just a small little wrench and tapped it, and bang, the lights came back on. Several days later, the town clerk received the notice of billing for the installation, and it was itemized as service 1,002 cents. And he broke it down as knowing tapping is 2 cents, knowing where to tap is $1,000. I think it's good advice. I know I would not be able to know where to tap in that instance, but having known somebody in the community who did know and was smart enough, and that he knew how important it was that he was there and could get the lights back on. I'm sure that you as a graduating class here will find there's someone here, and then each and every one of you knowing where to tap, knowing how valuable it is for each and every one of us to contribute to our communities, to be willing to stand up and make sure that we have the needs, whether it's in health or in education or taking care of those who aren't as fortunate as we are to have the educational advantages we've had. There is a way. It makes it work. You can't legislate caring and dedication. You can't begin to order up out of a catalog. You can't begin to just find it on a selfie. It has to come from within. And I know for each and every one of you, we all join together as the community to say congratulations to the graduating class of 2014 of Roane State Community College. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Senator. You have presented a challenge to the members of this class, and frankly to me personally, that I appreciate deeply. It will serve us all for many years to come. I would like now to ask one of our graduating students, who I introduced to you a moment ago, Mr. Mason Van Horn, who is going to come and make a few remarks about the impact that Roane State has had on him while he has obtained his academic goals. Mason is an English and vocal performance major from Kingston. Again, he is the son of Sean and Carmen Van Horn. He plans to transfer to East Tennessee State University in the fall of 2014. His honors include the Roane State Leads Program, the Roane State Learning Center Tutor of the Year, Phi Theta Kappa Public Relations Representative, as well as the Roane State Dean's List. Mason has also been a strong advocate for the acclimation of international students while they are here at Roane State Community College. He has been an active member in the Campus Activities Board, the Playmakers, Beta Alpha Chi, the Celebration Singers, and the APCA. He is an active member of Kingston First Baptist Church, and he had the opportunity to sing with Roane State's concert choir and celebration singers in London, New York, and most recently in Spain. His hobbies include singing and making friends all over the world. Mason again is the recipient of the 2014 President's Award, which includes a cash award of $500, which I am now pleased to present to him.
Wait right there.
Mason, the podium is yours.
Well, hello there, everyone. Hi. Okay, so what is the first word that pops into your head whenever you hear Roane State? I was asked this question recently, and I had to think about it for a few seconds. Family, I responded. One may say that family is not a term you should use for your college, but I beg to differ. After my answer, I proceeded to describe my Roane State family. It consists of several students, faculty, and staff, of who all connect through the most unique family tree. I have grown to love all of my Roane State family. Even though we may not see eye to eye on everything, I know that they will be there when I need them most. Just in case you do not already know, I was raised in a homeschool family. As a homeschooled student, I would wake up in the morning, put on some clothes, grab my books, and would proceed to the living room to do my homework. Yes, the same place you all would watch the race or the game is where I did my school. I was surrounded by my younger brothers and my parents on a daily basis. My mother was our teacher and my father was our principal, but they were also there to give advice when we asked for it and correct us when we needed it. Every trip we would take would be a learning opportunity. For instance, going to the grocery store was a chance to learn about health, nutrition, and math. To enrich us in the socialization area, my parents encouraged us to be active in many groups, such as Boy Scouts, 4-H, our church, and even had us attend co-op classes. The homeschool mindset is that school is not just a place where one learns and leaves, but it is an active pursuit to daily grow and strengthen one's family values and education. Roane State is similar to a family in this way. While you, the student, are at Roane State, you are familiar with the sites and people you come into contact with. Some students you have known your entire life. You attend classes where the teachers know your parents personally and often stand in as parent or guardian when correction or advice is needed. When the professors are off duty, it is not uncommon to call them your friend. While in class and out of class, you are constantly learning. Your teachers challenge you to become the best that you can be and encourage you to participate in the student life. Those clubs, conventions, spring and summer mission trips, leadership conferences, study abroad programs, and choir tours provide many opportunities to make new friends with an educational twist. As a student of Roane State Community College, you are not just a student, but you are a member of one big family. Now, here we are gathered together with our family in our metaphorical living room to celebrate our success as graduating students. Everyone present tonight is here at your graduation to celebrate your achievement in education, but also to support you on your next adventure. Remember your time at Roane State and with your family. These memories will be the energy that propels you on sunny days and rainy nights to pursue the future that is before you. Be thankful for the people that you have met during your time here, and be grateful for the opportunities that you have had. I would like to thank a few people who have made my Roane State time very memorable. Thank you to my friends in Campus Activities Board, Phi Theta Kappa, Music Orientation Experience, Baptist Collegiate Ministries, and in the Learning Center for always being so much fun to work with. I would like to say a special thanks to concert choir and celebration singers for introducing me to a new love for music, which I sort of listen to now. I would like to thank President Whaley, the President's Award Committee, and nominees for your support throughout all of my endeavors. I would also like to say thank you to some teachers that stick out in my mind. Mr. Mike Hill, Miss Michael Hudson Wood, Miss Abby Griffith, Coach Monica Bowles, Miss Jayla Daniels, Miss Sammy Mowery, Dr. Maria Barriga, Dr. Curtis Curry, Miss Amanda Peavyhouse, and Mr. Darren York. Thank you for your help in furthering my education. I would also like to say thank you to Mr. Michael Golubeski and Miss Stacy Jacobs for always encouraging me to pursue everything with confidence in myself. I would also like to thank Miss Sarah Hooper, Miss Brenda Luigi, and Dr. Joel Greenlee for always being such an encouragement in my life. I truly would not be the person I am today without your educational influence, but also your friendship. Thank you to all of my classmates for making me laugh, cry, act, sing, and talk in funny accents. I have many memories with quite a few of you, and I will hope to see you all several times in the future. Thank you to my entire family and all of my friends who have pushed me these past years. You all have no idea how much you mean to me and how much I admire each of you. I love you all. I would finally like to praise God for all of you, for these amazing years, and for His precious gift to each of us. Now, as we leave here today, I encourage you to take every opportunity to love, support, and enjoy your time as a student. Keep in touch with your friends, your family, and school. Always know that you have family that is proud of you, both at home and at Roane State. So, congratulations again to each of you, and I cannot wait to see where you go from here. Remember that I love you, God loves you, and that He has an awesome plan for each of you. Thank you all.
Well done.
Mason, again, thank you for speaking to your peers this evening and for being such a truly outstanding representative of Roane State Community College. At this time, Dr. Diane Ward, our Chief Academic Officer, will present the student awards.
Students achieving the 4.0 Achievement Awards, please rise as I call your name. Talon Nicole Brewster. Rachel Margaret Clipson. Abby Bowman Goldston. Catherine J. Heacock. Cheyenne Summer Mayo. Carrie Melissa Rossetti. Kevin Scott Stevenson. Sarah Emily Townsend. Taylor Allen Watson. Lee Arms Wilson. Please give a round of applause for our Academic Achievement Awards. Dr. George McGobgob, President of the Roane State Community College Faculty Senate, will now come forward to present the 2014 Benroe Award that recognizes this year's outstanding faculty member.
Thank you. Roane State's Benro Award is named in memory of former teacher and principal Sarah Ellen Benro. Miss Benro was a teacher and school principal in Ohio and encouraged her children and others around her to strive for excellence. The award includes a $1,000 cash prize and a trip to the Great Teacher Seminar in Hawaii. The award is sponsored by the Roane State Foundation, Edward C. Bowder, and Dr. and Mrs. John R. Sisk provided the initial Benro endowment. Mrs. Sisk is Sarah Ellen Benro's daughter. This recognition is made more prestigious by the fact that the winner is selected by his or her own peers at the college. Our three finalists for the 2014 Benro Award are, when I read your name, please stand. In alphabetical order, Dr. Gergen. Dr. Gurdon is an assistant professor and director of the Occupational Therapy Assisted Program at Roane State Community College. She has served in appointed and elected positions within professional organization, has presented at state and national conferences, is an active member of the Educational Technology Committee at Roane State Community College. Her areas of interest include instructional technology and distance education, particularly as related to OTA education. Terry is married to Willie Gergen. They live on a farm in Morgan County with numerous critters. Professor Brenda Luigi. Professor Luigi is an associate professor of music and choral director at Roane State. She directs the choir, the concert choir, and celebration singers, teaches voice, solo classic, and vocal survey and recital, facilitates the Music Orientation Experience Club, and organizes the annual choir tour, including several fundraising efforts. Ms. Luigi coordinates numerous music department events each year, including regular on-campus performances, such as the annual winter and spring concert and performance tours to New York, Carnegie Hall, London, UK, and most recently, Malaga, Spain. Professor Deborah Miles. Thank you, sir. Professor Miles has taught at Roane State Community College for 24 years, and the last 17 have been full-time at the Cumberland County campus. She is an associate professor of mathematics. She earned her bachelor's degree at Louisiana State University, her master's degree of mathematics at the University of Tennessee, Knoxville. Ms. Miles teaches all levels of math, from excellence, from math learning support through calculus. She received the NISOD Excellence in Teaching Award in 2011 and has been a key participant in Roane State's sales initiative since its inception. She's faculty sponsor of the Cumberland County Campus Activities Board and a Tennessee Achieves Mentor. Deborah and her husband Kirk were high school sweethearts in Alabama 30 years ago and now have three beautiful, intelligent, grown-up daughters. And the winner of the 2014 Benro Award is Professor Brenda Luigi.
Get the most important Well, once again, congratulations to each of the nominees, to Brenda Luigi for being selected by your peers as the Benroe Award recipient and this year's Roane State Community College Outstanding Faculty Member. Well done, all three of you. It is time. Dr. Ward, please prepare the class of 2014 for graduation.
Will the candidates for the associate degree or certificate please rise? Yeah, that's you. President Whaley, these students have completed the requirements for the associate degree or certificate. On behalf of the faculty, it is my privilege to present them to you and ask that you confer upon them the appropriate degree.
And by the authority vested in me by the Tennessee Board of Regents and the state of Tennessee, I hereby confer upon you in each your associate degree or certificate with full privileges, honors, and responsibilities pertaining thereto.
You may now move your tassel to the left. Please come forward to receive your degree or certificate.
Receiving the Associate of Applied Science in Nursing, Cheryl Kelly Anderson. Tori Nicole Bangus. Bettina Renee Bellamy. Laura Elizabeth Bledsoe. Tracy Manette Borden. Melissa Diane Brandstetter, and she is also receiving an Associate of Science degree. Barbara A. Bird, cum laude. Rebecca Lee Akins Carroll. Mandy Suzanne Collins, cum laude. Samantha Michelle Compton. Delana Nicole Cook. Dawn Michelle Cox. Jennifer Brooke Darnell. Jennifer Renee Darrow. Catherine Suzanne Elkins, magna cum laude. Travis John Finley. Sydney Jean Fisher. Corey Nicole Flatford. Joshua Calder Gallion, Micah Bailey Horn, Bronda Lynette Jordan, Sherry Evie Kinney, cum laude, Alexandra Rose Kaiser, James Robert Lansford, Amber Renee Lee, Melanie Marie Long, Daryl Wayne McKinney, Karen Sue Mitchell, Tabitha Dawn Moore, Laura Nicole Mowry, Kristen Beth Newman, Deonka Lee Perry, Brandy Nicole Phillips, Tara Lee Poe, cum laude, Tiffany Shannon Powers, Brandon Allen Rankin, Jordan Lee Rowland, cum laude, Amanda Suzanne Russell, Megan Chantel Chalet, cum laude, Lacey Nicole Sharp, Tammy Lynette Sharp, Cassie Kristen Shreve, Timothy Lee Smith, Leah Catherine Soldano, Tanya Ann Stinnett, Lauren Elizabeth Stone, Michaelina Marie Stout, Abigail Elizabeth Strozik, Jacqueline Monique Terry, Courtney Nicole Tolliver, Tara Jane Walker, Richard Destin Ward, Lindsay Nicole Warren, Madison Nicole Watts, Amanda Gail Waugh, Miranda Michelle York,
The following candidates are receiving their degree, their Allied Health Science degree. Kevin Robert Wiggins, magna cum laude. The following are receiving their Associate in Applied Science degree in Dental Hygiene Technology. Jenna Elizabeth Borum. Jordan Renee Brantley. Kara Danielle Goins. Summer Lee Hammondtree. Marcy Lynn Hutton. Kristen Brianne Sharp. Devin Lee Wyatt. The following are receiving their Associate in Applied Science and Health Information Technology. Linda Thedora Brooks, cum laude. Lauren Brooke DeMars. Heather Renee Foster, magna cum laude. Judy K. Gully. Cara Elizabeth Gunter. Emily Elizabeth Reedy. Tracy Lynn Reif. Carrie Melissa Rosati, summa cum laude. The following are receiving their Associate in Applied Science in Occupational Therapy Assistant. Rhonda Faith Atkins. Jessica Marie Bullhock, magna cum laude. Kelly Newton Douglas. Laura Canaday Dunaway, summa cum laude. Chelsea Amber Graves, summa cum laude. Leslie Lashia Hammock, cum laude. Christy Renee King, cum laude. Rhonda Louise Lowe. Julie King Palmer, summa cum laude. John Daniel Pruitt, summa cum laude. Leila Rebecca Purcell, cum laude. She is also receiving her Associate of Science degree. Lindsay Nicole Rigsby, cum laude. Amanda Lynn Robinson. Amanda Cherie Sproles, summa cum laude. Mitchell William Thomas, summa cum laude. Christy Ann Tollett, magna cum laude. The following are receiving their Associate in Applied Science in Opticianry. Lindsay Hannah Caulfield. Bridget Leanne Cook, magna cum laude. Bethany Helen Cordell. Whitley Ann Coxey. Candace Marie Davis, magna cum laude. Sammy J. Fulton, summa cum laude. Tiffany Elizabeth Goss. Amber Michelle Gross. Brian Morrison Hood, cum laude. Kristen Rochelle Hosier. Leah Marie Jones. Lindsay Marie Lowe, cum laude. Rick Earl Metcalf, magna cum laude. Angela Puckett Phillips. Julie Ann Phillips. Amy Lynn Scott, cum laude. Courtney Amber Taylor, summa cum laude. Lauren Ashley Veal. Dylan Christopher Wade, magna cum laude. Courtney Lashea Walker. The following are receiving their Associate in Applied Science in Physical Therapist Assistant. Brian Michael Champagne. Amy Kristen Coker, magna cum laude. Jessica Lee Griffin Cagle. Stevie Brooke Jeffers, magna cum laude. Amy Renee Johnson, summa cum laude. Misty Farah King, summa cum laude. Jessica Nicole Lingenfelter, cum laude. Tracy Nicole Longmers, magna cum laude. Kelly Elizabeth McGee, magna cum laude. Dale Neal, summa cum laude. Courtney Gwynn Polland, magna cum laude. Joel Ramirez Ramos, summa cum laude. Micah Daniel Rapon, magna cum laude. Victor Dominic Trinchera. Chad Jacob Von Skoyek, magna cum laude. Gretchen H. White, summa cum laude. The following are receiving their Associate in Applied Science in Radiologic Technology. Sarah Michelle Acuff. Brianna Sean Ammons, cum laude. Brianna is also receiving her Associate of Science degree. Carrie A. Bailey, magna cum laude. Stephanie Bernstorff, summa cum laude. Thomas Drew Campbell, summa cum laude. Devin Caleb Cooley, magna cum laude, also receiving his Associate of Science degree. Jacob Lee Denny, summa cum laude. Travis Harley Dobbs. Lauren Nicole Edwards, cum laude. Alicia Marie Elmore, magna cum laude. Whitney Lee Fairbanks, cum laude. Haley Noel Frost, magna cum laude, also receiving her Associate of Science degree. Jessica Lynn Ham. Catherine J. Heacock, summa cum laude. Haley Lynn Humbaugh, cum laude. Leandra Sunmi Lowe, summa cum laude. Virginia Elizabeth Palmer, summa cum laude. Caitlin Leanne Phillips, cum laude. Nathan Christopher Pitcock, magna cum laude. Jana Ray Ruth. Dorothy Elizabeth Say. Krista K. Smith, Stacy Lynn Suggs, Christina Array Wills, magna cum laude, also receiving her Associate of Science degree. Aldine Zurich, summa cum laude. The following are receiving their Associate of Applied Science in Respiratory Therapy Technology. Carrie Nicole Baker, Jonathan Lynn Barnett, James Michael Creighton, Lisa Alexandra Davis, Brian Seth Goad, Bradley Danielle Lloyd, Michael David Perkins, Sean William Poirier, Kristen June Sherrill, Sarah Tovar, Courtney Dawn Utley, Alicia Brooke Winiger, the following are receiving their Certificate in Diagnosis and Procedural Coding. Amber Nicole Cantrell. Amber's also receiving her Associate of Applied Science in Allied Health Sciences. Scarlett Heather DeWalt. Lauren Gail Kitts. Bryn Hope Riley. Melissa Renee Saunders. The following are receiving their Certificate in Massage Therapy. Melanie Ann Bolin, also receiving her Associate of Applied Science in Allied Health Sciences. James Harry Lumpkin, Jr., also receiving his Associate of Applied Science in Allied Health Sciences. Alexandria Marie Ross, also receiving her Associate of Applied Science in Allied Health Sciences. Lonnie Fleet Smith IV. Alyssa Danielle Stoltz, also receiving her Associate of Applied Science in Allied Health Sciences. Following are receiving their Certificate in Medical Transcription. Laura Bailey Bishop, also receiving her associate degree in Allied Health Sciences. Kelsey Dawn Bolton. The following are receiving their certificate in Pharmacy Technology. Ashley Ann Clack, Tricia Ray Davidson. The following are receiving their certificate in polysomnography. Alan Yvonne Boatwright. Lindsay LaGille Bullock, also receiving her Associate of Applied Science in Allied Health Sciences. Joshua Michael Harrell. Alan Donald Hogue. Crystal Dawn Long, also receiving her Associate of Applied Science in Allied Health Sciences. Melanie Joy Morgan. And receiving her Associate of Science degree, Carolyn Elizabeth Hammond, summa cum laude.
Careful how I lean. All right, one more time, and now officially, will the audience please join me in congratulating the class of 2014. Graduates, that has a good sound to it, doesn't it? Graduates, as you finish your time at Roane State, we would ask you to please consider leaving your mark by giving just a small token for the students who will follow in your footsteps. Almost every student who attends Roane State has some type of financial need, and your donations through Leave Your Mark will be added to the Roane State Foundation's Finish Line Fund, which supports students as they work toward graduation day. As class of 2014 student Melissa Sanders has said, scholarships for me have been everything. Without them, there is no way I could have possibly attended school. And I would like to encourage everyone in the graduating class of 2014 to leave your mark and donate to the Roane State Foundation's Finish Line scholarships. And you have that opportunity to leave your mark here today. We cannot end this evening without recognizing that each student has achieved a significant milestone in their life. But as with any accomplishment, you have not done it alone. Perhaps most importantly, I expect that none of the graduates who received their respective degrees or certificates tonight did so without the support of their family and their friends. So if you have played any role as a family member or friend, if you have offered a word of encouragement or helped in any way to make it possible for these students to become our graduating class of 2014, would you please stand? And graduates, would you please join me in welcoming them for all they have done? Graduates, our faculty have challenged you and helped make it possible for you to learn and expand your educational horizons. So, graduates, would you now please join me in thanking our faculty for the great job they have done, and as they always do. I would like to thank our faculty and staff who have worked so diligently to make this evening possible, including the graduation committee ably chaired by Mrs. Catherine Rhodes, who is the Dean of Student and Academic Services. Dean Rhodes. So again, we offer our sincere congratulations to you all. We are so excited for you. This concludes the graduation ceremony. Please stand as the stage party, the faculty, and the graduates exit the floor. Refreshments are being served in the student lounge immediately. Thank you.